Mikel Merino to Arsenal. Price has been revealed in what I've gonna hate to refer to as what we call an absolute steal. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. This is the Arsenal News Show, and it's powered by Nuno Gadgets 256. Nuno Gadgets are really the dealers in the new and UK used phones and laptops. So if at all you want a brand new phone, call Nuno Gadgets. If you want to obviously get in what we call a laptop, call Nuno Gadgets on +256 70 99 88 665. You'll get served and everything will obviously go on as to plan. So I go by the name of Rokani David. Smash like button, comment and share. If you're really watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a day. Let's see close to 300 likes. Smash on this video, and in the live video that I went ahead to do early this morning, or I think it was afternoon, I told you that I'm gonna be coming up with a story of Merino in there for you. And Sam J. Dean has come out and obviously had something huge to say about the deal of Merino to the side of Arsenal. And Sam J. Dean is the football reporter for the Daily Telegraph. He said Arsenal are plotting a move for Real Sociedad midfielder Mikel Merino. Arsenal's interest in the player predates the start of Euro 2024. It has been claimed in Spain that Sociedad would want around £20 million for Merino. Obviously, the interest for Merino to Arsenal is there, no doubt about that. And it has been confirmed that a lot is really going on as planned. And guess what is going to happen? Merino was playing with Odegaard at Sociedad by the time Odegaard was 18 years of age. You get? Was he 18? Because they have an age difference of 3. Those are how many years back? I think like 5 years back. Odegaard was like at 20 and Merino was like 25. And I think that's when Odegaard crossed to Arsenal for a loan, and Merino was like, all right, I'm going to hate to miss out on my player. So Arteta is really having a very huge reason as to why he wants to obviously get in Merino at the club of Arsenal, because he has played with his captain before at Real Sociedad. And Arsenal might be using Odegaard to convince this player to obviously come in through and really join them, because Barcelona is also wanting to get this deal done and dusted because of the price. That is £20 million. That is an absolute steal. I tell you, that is an absolute steal. You get? That is an absolute steal. Because if he wasn't left with just 1 year on his contract, I tell you, they would have gone ahead to call in for like £50 million for Merino. But he's here to obviously be up for grabs for just peanuts, £20 million. Now, Arsenal should get this deal done and dusted, because when you get in Merino, you always get to know that you've gone ahead to get in a new number 8 who can play as a CDM and a box-to-box midfielder. And you know how the midfield obviously is played right now. Teams want to be having either the CDM or the number 8 right-footed and now the number 8 left-footed. Looks like Mikel Arteta wants to formulate the midfield he had with Granit Xhaka, because looks like moving the ball onto the left side of the pitch was easy for him, and his attacks were really very calculated and effective when he was having a left-footed number 8. When he brought in Kai Havertz, he failed to obviously sink in into the team, but later Kai Havertz went ahead to sink in as a number 9. That's why Arsenal are really reluctant to obviously get in and sign a player who can obviously come in through to lead that line. But as things stand, Arsenal is really enjoying itself in the market, and they are really going in for cheap alternatives. By the way, towards the start of this summer transfer window, all of us thought that Arsenal was gonna go and really show what we call huge intent to obviously sign what we call experienced and big players. But as it stands right now, Arsenal have gonna obviously go in for cheap options like Carafiori. They're in for Mikel Merino, something that we never obviously went ahead to obviously think Arsenal will obviously go ahead to really do. So Merino to Arsenal is one of those stories that you have to obviously give a lot of attention to detail to anytime from now, and they are really going to be doing the needful. And Arsenal is really working tooth and nail to get in the signing of a player of Merino into the mix. So guys, that's it, and let's obviously get to Bukayo Saka. As we all know that the England national team manager yesterday threw in his towel and said, it's over, I've tried, played 2 finals, I failed to win, 1 semi-final and 1 World Cup quarter-final. He was like, I think it's not my narrative to obviously get everything up and running. And Bukayo Saka has went to Instagram and paid tribute to Southgate after he left his role as an England manager, and he said, I'll always be grateful for the memories we've made, how you supported me through everything, and for all your work to make progress as a nation. And we all know to it that Saka was a player that was really loved by Southgate, and he never obviously forsaked him, and Saka tried to do the needful. But I tell you, sometimes, even if you love players, you shouldn't be having your own starting 11. We know this manager very well, that he is the same manager who went ahead to give Harry Maguire a very huge goal at the national team of England, when at Man United was really performing very badly. So I think it's a blessing in disguise for the side of England, for this guy to leave, because with the quality that England have, now the task is up to them to obviously get in a more better tactician as a manager. Because that game of Spain, if I was the manager of England, to turn it around very well, he had to make a decision on either to keep Jude Bellingham on or take off Phil Foden. In the 60th minute, he had to bring on Anthony Gordon to play as a left forward, such that they're really having 2 open attacking forwards, with Saka on the right and Gordon onto the left. You understand? Then you get Jude Bellingham to play into the double pivot with Declan Rice, and maybe play Phil Foden ahead. You understand? Then the game would have gone ahead to open up very, very well, because you would have gone ahead to get in another player to obviously open up. Luke Shaw was the only attack-minded player onto the left, you get? And you had Gordon. And if at all you cannot trust those players like Gordon, then why aren't you really retiring from the job? Because you're not doing the required job as expected at the side of England. So we wait and see how that pans out. But he's no longer the manager of England, and a lot has gone ahead obviously coming through, and he's really one of those players that you're going to be looking at and really understand that things are not going to be easy for him, because that's where he could obviously get a job. I don't know whether there is a Premier League team that can get him a job, and if at all there is any, I tell you, it cannot be one of the big 6 clubs in there for you. So he might go to other teams like Bournemouth in there for they sack their manager, and he also gets sacked. He won't really last a season at any club in the Premier League, because he's not as that good as expected into the mix. So that is all about Gareth Southgate. Obviously, commiserations to him, but I believe England deserve better in there for you. And for me, my pick for his replacement should be Graham Potter. That is it. My pick should be Graham Potter. Now, Nuno Tavares. Nuno Tavares has come out and obviously joined Lazio. And he has said, I wanted a new challenge in my career. I discussed it with my family and my agents. We evaluated the various proposals and decided to accept this new challenge. We never crossed paths at Arsenal, but I know Matteo Guendouzi from our time at Marseille. We had a great relationship and remained in contact. I did talk to him about Lazio, and that made it easier for me to accept this move. So, obviously, it is really up and running and going in as expected. He's rejoining with a former Arsenal teammate known as Matteo Guendouzi, but they never played together at Arsenal, but they met at Marseille and they know each other very well. So he's going to be there. He's calling in for a new challenge. And all I would love to see this guy get is discipline, because he's a very good player. And I hope the manager of Lazio obviously gets him up and running to do the needful into the mix. So we wish Nuno Tavares the best of luck. And I tell you, during the start of the season or throughout the season of 2024-2025, I'm going to be one of those people that is going to be coming in through to watch Lazio play, because I like Guendouzi. I also like the player who goes by the names of I also like the player whose names are Nuno Tavares. I believe 2-3 years from now we'll see a player that is really good and a player that is really ready to obviously take everything to the next level into the mix. So that is it that we've gone ahead to get in through from Nuno Tavares after he left Arsenal, and he's not gonna come back. The only thing that Arsenal will gain is a profit of 5 million euros from his sale and the resale clause that was included into his deal. So I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below about Mikel Merino to Arsenal absolute steal. You get? Then, what do you make about the deal of Nuno Tavares needing a new challenge and Bukayo Saka, one of those players that is going to hit to say goodbye to the manager of England, or the former manager of England, that is Gary Southgate? Do you think it's a blessing in disguise for England that is going to spark off a new generation that will hugely compete? All that and more into the comment section below. Remember, this video was powered by Mono Gadgets 256. You can as well call them on 070-9988-665 and they'll get you the best that they deserve into the mix. New phones, new laptops, used UK phones and used UK laptops, they are all available. Barakallahu fikum to the Muslims, the Christians. We cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ, and we are totally out for now. Pure signing out. Kiao kiao.